Good evening, everyone. First of all, I wanted to just express my deepest appreciation for this recognition from such an amazing organization so dedicated to the first generation students that I constantly advocate for. So thank you so much. I know we've celebrated our graduates, but can I get another round of applause for them? We're so proud of them today. I'd also actually really like to acknowledge the first graduate staff, because without their support, their dedication, and their time and energy they put into our students, they wouldn't be where they are today. You see, it's easy to think it's all about individual hard work. And for the students, trust me, it is about hard work. That does not go away, but that's only one of the ingredients. It's not enough. You don't grow up like me, a national city, 7 miles from the Mexican border, living below the poverty line, and get to where I am today by yourself. You don't grow up not knowing anyone that went to college, parents with a 6th grade education, and end up at a prestigious graduate school all by yourself. It was the support of dozens of people along the way that helped guide my path. So that's why I'm just so admire First Graduate, because they systematically provide the support for our students that they need over such a long period of time to guide them along their path. You know, I was not as lucky, did not have an organization like this to support me, but I did have lots of wonderful people along the way that invested their time and energy without asking for anything in return. I remember my teacher, Miss Lomali. She was my 6th grade teacher, and I had gone to 5 elementary schools before going to 6th grade, just from National City and lots of other places. And so I didn't have a great academic track record, but she saw something in me, and when I graduated from 6th grade, recommended that I get into the honors program in junior high. And that totally changed my track to being able to get an academic scholarship for college. Then there was Miss Maria Elena Ochoa. She was my high school counselor, and she was the sweetest person and encouraged me to run for president of MECHA, which was a big organization in my high school. And I was a very shy high school student, but she encouraged me, and I applied, and I got it, and it really taught me how, basically started me on my leadership path. She also actually let me borrow a dress for prom because I didn't have one. And so she did everything, right? Everything from college counseling to providing dresses for myself. Sometimes it was peers. So when I was in college, my freshman roommate, Anuki, she was a great writer. I was not prepared because I had come from a high school that didn't have great academic preparation. And so my first paper, I ended up getting a B-, and I'd never gotten a B in my life, right? So I look at this and I'm like, oh my God, I'm basically gonna fail out of college. And she's like, no, don't worry, I'm gonna teach you how to write. And so she worked at the Writing Center too, so she did get paid for this. But every single week, I would go take my papers to her, and she would redline them and taught me how to write at the college level. Professors like Mark Massoud, he was my accounting professor, and he would call me Daughter Maria, and he introduced me to the concept of finance as a career. Before that, really, I knew I kind of liked numbers, but I didn't really understand what that meant, and he guided me through, my whole 4 years in college. He even did something super special, which was he introduced me to his son who had gone to business school, and I had one lunch with this man, one lunch. But he told me exactly what I needed to do to get into business school. And so I don't think I would have gone to Stanford Business School had it not been for this one lunch with his son. Then there were working professionals like Peter Taylor, who is my ex-boss. And he took a chance on a young graduate student who cold called him, asking for an internship at his bank. 8 years later, he championed me when I became Vice Chancellor of UC Riverside, the youngest in UC history. And so I share these little tidbits because I was so lucky to have folks like this in my life. And to the graduates today, I want to encourage you to seek out help, to seek out these folks as you go on in life. And I know it can be scary. I was shy, trust me. I hated to ask for help. But these very caring adults throughout the way really made a difference. So I encourage you to take that first step. And so I'm going to put out a challenge today for the graduates. There's a lot of very successful professionals here today. So I want you to find one that you think has an interesting career path and ask them for coffee. And for you working professionals, please make the time, because you don't know how that 1 hour of your life, which is insignificant, would make a huge difference to somebody that needs that guidance. So I'll just close with saying I want to thank First Graduate for the commitment you have to first-generation students. And I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the type of people of the staff that work here at First Graduate. So I'd actually like to dedicate my award to them. Thank you.